So on that left front arm, you can see where I scabbed on some cloth, used epoxy and crazy glue. I sort of glued the arm back on, and then I tried to reinforce it on each side. Would somebody fly anything like that? There's no quit in anything. There's no I can't. Nah, we don't accept anything but success around here. Got to get the GoPro camera fixed on my hat with the hoop. I'll have to work on that sometime. Not gonna get crazy with it today. As I suspected, it was going to fly pretty good today after all the repairs, etc. Little bobbing there. It's as if the ultrasonic sensor found an object, maybe a beak. No, I'm just joking. It's as if the ultrasonic sensor decided it saw a lower number, and so it makes it jump up. Not quite sure. Keep investigating that. Because after this first flight, I did what I wanted to do yesterday and have a second flight with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery. And the bobbing gets worse with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery. The battery's not twice as heavy. The one that's on now weighs like 190 grams, and 5,000 weighs 290 grams. There's only a 100 gram difference, and almost twice the milliamp hours. Hey Summit, how you like the color of that house? Not much to say about a time test like this, is there? I think altitude hold is pretty good. I think I'll check that one off, although I will look into the tuning a little bit on aggressiveness, etc., especially in light of what the heavier battery does. Altitude hold, I think we got it. I mean, the GPS has got a good lock. I think loiter is really tight. The wind was blowing a little today. I wish I could show that. It was very light, man. Although I set up timers on my radios. I set up timers on my radio. 2 of them. I'm not too good about remembering using it. I turned one of them on about 2 minutes into this flight. So I think this flight runs about 8 minutes. And the battery starts breathing. And it lands nice and gently. Wow. Now we know the answer to that question about falling out of the sky. I like to see that from a little higher in the air too, before I feel completely comfortable. And then I'd like to play with that speed. Okay, so put the 2200 milliamp hour battery on the charger, put the 5000 milliamp on the quad, and brought it outdoors, and oh my god, it is not balanced. I should take it off the Velcro and move the battery around. I should have tethered it inside. Instead, I'm just doing a little quick manual. Oh, it's heavier when you try to stop it. Oh, I'm just going to let it down because of that arm. It's just scabbed on there with cloth, basically. Glued on with crazy glue. And then along each of the 4 sides, scabbed some cloth you were used to use for hinges in the old days. For the rudders, elevators, ailerons, etc. I just scabbed that on each side and soaked it in crazy glue, basically. It's model airplane glue, but it's the same thing. Cyanoacrylate. so far seems to be very strong. You want to bang it down there in the driveway, much so. Better just to go ahead and land it. That's how I learned to snow ski so well. Getting ready to wipe out, just go ahead and go down on your side yourself, controlled. Every time I take it out of altitude hold, it dips to death. But that's what I wanted. Also, this is a heavy battery. Ooh, ow! Ooh, shut it down. Right on that left front one. That was the first one to touch down. The scabbed on one. Oh, still looks good. Gotta fix that GoPro on that hat. Get a good altitude hold. You're supposed to be in stabilized mode and kind of have it at a stable altitude. You flip it into altitude hold. After you got a good altitude hold, flip the switch one more time into loiter mode, and either the GPS and or the computer keep it in that location. If there's like 9 or more satellites, the GPS will keep it right where it's supposed to be. Depends on how many satellites. There's that extra bouncing with the heavier battery I was talking about. 9 satellites are better. You're pretty much just going to hang right in this dead space. Supposedly up in the winds that I have personally seen at 30, 40 miles an hour. As long as it don't fly off, I'm just going to observe today. So the GPS would keep it loitering, and also if the satellite count falls below 6 in my case, I just tell it to forget about trying to do loiter on the GPS. Start using INS, inertial navigation system, all them gyros and accelerometers inside of it. It actually does a pretty good job, fair job with the accelerometers. With this GPS so far, haven't got it out wide open, but this GPS so far is doing a pretty good job. I'm not sure how many satellites I have hooked up right now because my telemetry radio is busted. This is purely, basically no computer. External. He's bobbing. Could be vibration, and the sonar sensor's affected by vibration. Tried to get the sonar sensor out from underneath the prop wash. Thing really has to zoom to catch itself. I didn't catch it on myself. It's doing a better job than I am. That could also create a lot of prop wash that could affect sound on ultrasonic. Sorry. And it may be as simple as just setting the aggression. I changed it from a 2 to a 1 yesterday. They suggested it may need to go to a 0.5. I will put it to 0.5 for tomorrow and test again with both batteries. And I'll try to get that GoPro on that hat fixed better. So when I'm not twitching it around, it's not jumping up and down from that strange bobbing effect. It's pretty much just locked in time and space there. All those little right and left's just me trying to keep it, make sure it stays kind of between these two buildings. Over grass for crashing rather than packed gravel. I can't get underneath it and not expect it to jump up. Tomorrow I'll have to actually stick my hand underneath and see what happens. God, I can break a lot of parts. That might be stupid. Okay, with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery on it, I've also noticed that the zip tie's broken and it's hanging by partial Velcro at this point, so all that jumping up and down, etc. I might have broken it over in the driveway on the gravel right near the start of the flight. The same person would just shut it down. Because believe me, if it lets go, there's going to be a big problem. Out of balance until the point where the connector comes loose. If the connector doesn't come loose, oh geez. That's it, it'll break a few parts. It's already broke as it is. My patch is still holding up. Maybe I don't need to order any more arms. Maybe I'll never break another one. Yeah, better order some more arms from Peter. This is the way it flew for the first flight yesterday. Second flight yesterday, I got uppity. Paid the price. Okay. Walk the sun. Is that, I think I hear a battery alarm going off. It's a little higher than yesterday. And it does appear to be landing itself nice and slowly. Cool. I'm going to see if I can slow that down even more just for kicks and grins for tomorrow's tests. Well, boys and girls, I guess that's all today from Mr. Wizard. That was fun.